How's it going, guys? I'm sitting in front of the camera here with my laptop because I'm going to look through the polls that I've asked over time on my channel and just go over some of the responses from the audience. I thought that'd be a fun thing to do. So let's start with this section of archived questions. Let's just get these out of the way because at some point I think the mobile app updated and made it so that if you created a poll or a post, it would just expire after 24 hours, which is so lame. And it might still be that way, but now every time I start a poll, at least on my phone, I have to double check that it's not set to expire in 24 hours. So these are those questions which expired in 24 hours, which is part of why they don't have quite as many votes as some of the ones that we'll get to in just a few of these. There aren't too many. So let's start with the first one. How much of your tennis is played indoors? 40 votes. 18% said more than half. 75% said less than half, and 8% said pretty even. Now, I myself am definitely in the less than half category. I play tennis out here in California mostly, and I'm currently in Vegas while I do this video. I'm just on a little vacation. I play some tennis out here too. I wonder if there's indoor courts here. There must be. I'm gonna try them out sometime. But yeah, weather's good, and when the weather's good, most people play outside, but also, when the weather's good, you don't need indoor courts, right? So there just aren't very many accommodations for indoor courts. So I think people that are saying that more than half or pretty even is the case for them on my poll, they probably live in a country where it rains a lot. That would be my guess. I suppose there could be other reasons, but yeah, if you would have answered or did answer more than half or pretty even on this question, let me know in the comments what country you're from. That way I can come to your house and steal all your rackets. Nah, I'm kidding. I just want to know for the sake of this poll, which is exactly what a racket thief would say. Okay, next. Oh, this isn't even a question. Most of these are going to be questions and whatever your answers were. But let's take a look at this. In the post, I asked what you guys would have guessed the strings are. I just want to zoom in on this. I'm hitting with a bed of multi-filament strings on this Blade 102, that Serena model racket. I was messing around with that for some time. Long story. But yeah, look at how crooked those multis get. I hit with a lot of topspin, very brushy, heavy topspin, and multi-filament strings would probably break for me in a couple of hours, but I just can't stomach multi-filament strings, and this is why. I get why some people use them, I totally get it, but I think if you hit with a lot of topspin, it's a terrible idea because you're gonna lose a lot of topspin. You're probably gonna break your strings really soon, but also your string bed's gonna look like this unless you're constantly adjusting them. So I just wanted to share this because if you look at this line that I draw along the mains, you can see that this main right here deviates so far that it essentially moves an entire string over. Yeah, that really bothers me. That's why I don't use multis. Next question. Which do you generally prefer to play? 44 votes. Singles or doubles? 86% said singles and 14% said doubles. I think I'm going to ask this question again and give a third answer, which would be either. I'm happy to play either, something like that. And I myself definitely feel like playing singles as opposed to doubles. I never seek out doubles. Well, the only time that I do is if I'm getting some friends together and we're all solid hitters and we're in the mood to play doubles. And even then, I kind of want some singles before that or after that. It's never really enough for me. Doubles really frustrates me because, well, I think a lot of people like it for the social aspect, and I get that. I don't have the most social relationship with tennis. I mean, I have friends that are tennis players, but when I'm actually playing, I just want to be able to get every single ball. I understand there's, strategy and stuff that's fun in doubles, but there's also strategy with singles, but I just like the idea of being responsible for every single ball. I think a lot of people that play tennis like that. It's not necessarily a team sport where if you lose, it's someone else's fault or maybe the team's fault. So maybe that's part of the attraction for me playing singles, but I just kind of want to hit every ball. I want that workout. I hate that situation in doubles where you're at the net and the strategy is essentially to avoid the guy at the net. So my guy might be serving, I'm over here at the net, and the whole game they're just basically, my opponents are trying not to hit to me, so I just don't get to play. You know what I mean? And I know you got to poach and every now and then it happens, but like as a general strategy, it kind of works out to the guy at the net not really being able to play so much. And even if everybody gets an equal amount of balls, that means the amount of balls you get to hit are cut in half. I could go on and on about why doubles frustrates me and I don't like to play, but maybe I'll make a whole video about that. Yeah, I'm not even trying to hate on doubles, that's just where my preference is at. All right, next question. Which of yours would you magically make better if you could? 66 votes, we're climbing up. Serve, backhand, or forehand? Interesting, so I actually put them in the order that they ended up being in. So 61% said serve, they would make better if they magically could. 23% said backhand, 17% said forehand. Interesting. I don't know what I would have guessed before seeing these answers. Personally, I would make my backhand better, and then my serve, and then my forehand. I feel like my forehand doesn't necessarily need to get better. I'm not saying there's no room for improvement, but it's by far my best shot. And I have a pretty decent serve. I think my serve could also be better, but I am a tall guy. I'm almost 6'3", and I hit a heavy ball. Like, if you're heavy, accurate, and you're 6'3", I think if you have a decent serve at that height, it's gonna be pretty threatening. So I find that even after weeks of not serving and coming into a set rusty, my serves still hold up really well. Sometimes it's kind of inconsistent or something, but when it goes in, it's pretty lethal. Yeah, my backhand just gets cold sometimes. Like if it's really warmed up and everything, I can be hitting good, comfortable backhands, but my forehand's just always there. It's always there. I could just wake up and in 5 minutes just start hitting really good forehands. I wish my backhands were like that. Maybe we'll get there one day. All right, next question, or post. This is a picture of a VCore98. What is this? Oh, VCore98 Gen review coming very soon with playtest footage from Indian Wells. Well, there's not much to say about that, but if you want to see that video, you can go ahead and watch it. That was a fun time. Being at Indian Wells for the first time and hitting there while also doing a VCore98 review. I was actually comparing it side by side with the EZO98, which was my reference racket at the time, and it still kind of is actually. That's one of my favorite rackets, and I play very good in my kind of tennis with it. So yeah, EZO98 is still one of my favorite rackets. Next question. Have you ever gambled on a tennis match? Yes or no? Well, 24% said yes and 76% said no. 59 people voted. If I had to guess before seeing this, I think I might have guessed something like 5 or 10% yes and like 90-95% no. I'm actually surprised that pretty much 1 in 4 people that at least responded to this poll said they do. That's interesting. Yeah, I would have guessed less people. Now, I'm not saying 59 votes is representative of the whole tennis community or anything. It's just the people that voted on my channel. Yeah, that one surprises me a little bit. Oh, cool. Well, that gets us through the archived posts. Let's do like 3 regular posts. That way we'll save some more for later. All right, we're gonna scroll all the way down. Oh, this might take a little while. Oh man, we need to play some hold music. Wow, is there a way to order these so that I don't just have to scroll all the way to the bottom? Oh my gosh. Trying to get to the bottom of this post. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is a fun question. Do you prefer Luxilon or Babolat strings? Or ... 55 people voted. Wow, Luxilon and Babolat are dead even. And then the third answer is neither. Both are overpriced. Oh, I'm so funny. But I think when I was typing that question out, I was thinking, well, that's why I don't get either of those strings. That is really funny that Luxilon and Babolat are equal, and then everyone else just said neither, both are overpriced. That is... I don't think I would have had a guess for whatever that would be. I think I guessed that most would have actually said neither, both are overpriced. I had no idea which would be more popular, Luxilon or Babolat, but I guess my guess was accurate because I had no idea. I really thought that it was hard to imagine which one is more popular. Those are the 2 big names. Maybe now is a good time to mention my favorite string is Restring Zero. I also feel that the big name brands are overpriced, and my philosophy looking for other strings was understanding that part of the reason Luxilon and Babolat, so on, are so expensive is because they are a huge name brand. They have massive multi-million-dollar contracts to pay for. I mean, they sponsor a lot of the biggest tennis players, and those guys get bank. And you have to imagine with paying that kind of money and shipping these products internationally with the kind of ad campaigns, etc., it is so expensive to be Babolat and have these well-performing strings. We can just call them good strings because I think they are. But I always felt like there must be a company out there that's making equally good strings, if not better, for less money because they're not burning money on pro players and expensive advertising campaigns. They're just spending the money on the string, essentially. And I think companies like Solinco really came up by essentially doing that. And there's other string brands out there too, and I'm not gonna say too much. I know I talk about that string a lot, but I am very passionate about it. It has amazing snapback. If you guys are looking for the best topspin string, I think that is it. And it also has phenomenal durability and tension maintenance. You guys can look at some of my other videos. I generally mention Restring Zero, but you can get 10% off with my code in the description of this video. Just click the link and the 10% will be applied. But you can also go to the website, type in my code Time for Tennis, just like you see it on my YouTube channel. Try Restring Zero, get 17 gauge, and maybe string it a couple pounds or a few pounds lower then you'd string your typical poly. You gotta try it. It is such a good string. Ooh, have you tried Toro line strings? So Toro line was actually my favorite string before I discovered Zero. And I sort of have a long-ish and funny history with Toro line, and I have some updates on that actually. So that's cool. I'll speak about that in another video, but that's why I asked, have you tried Toro line strings? 45 people voted. 22% said yes. That's cool. And 78% said no. Yeah, stay tuned for some updates on me and Toro line. Next question. I'll do one more after this. Do you string your own rackets? 66 people voted. Half said yes. 32% said no. And 18% said no, but I am thinking about it. Wow, that's actually interesting. That means that 50% also said no. Because no, but I am thinking about it is also a no. So 32% plus 18%, that's 50%. So half of people do string their own rackets, at least of this pool of people, and half don't. And within the half that don't, these are the people that are thinking about it. I wonder if anyone in that post actually decided to start stringing. I hope so. Ooh, this one's close. This will be the last one for now. Which racket would you rather use if you had to choose? 67 votes. Wow, this one's so tight. There's no clear winner when it's this close, right? 51% said Babolat, 49% said Wilson. I have no idea what I would have guessed before I had seen this. I just knew that it would be really close, which is why I asked. Personally, I would now choose Wilson, although a few months ago, I think I'd have a harder time picking. What would I have done a few months ago? I really don't know. The reason I'd pick Wilson now is because they have the Wilson Shift, and I love that racket. That's a really great racket. Before that, there wasn't really a racket that I felt suited me better than the EZO 98, for example. If I had to pick a Wilson before the Shift, it might have been... They're all kind of unsatisfactory decisions. I might have picked the Pro Staff, but I don't like how none of those have any parallel drilling. That's a thing that bothers me if a racket doesn't have it. And the Clash does, which is really cool, I guess, but now the Shift does as well. I might have tried to like the Clash. There's also the Ultra and the Blade. There's a lot of things I like about the Blade, but that lack of parallel drilling bothers me too. I'm not sure if I prefer the Blade to the Pro Staff. Gosh, I might just try to like the Wilson Clash. Really stressful decision. Honestly, I think if it was before the Shift existed, I probably would have picked Babolat, and I would have been happier with either the Pure Drive or the Pure Arrow over anything that Wilson offered at the time. At least now I feel that way. I wonder if I would have then. All right, you guys want me to do one more? I'll do one more. I don't mind. Do you believe in a Federer comeback? This is an encore, by the way, so this is the last one. It's getting late. I don't even want to know what time it is. Do you believe in a Federer comeback? So this was asked 8 months ago. 60 votes. 13% said, maybe. I can see him winning a slam one more time, maybe more. 48% said, no, but I think he might get close to the finals at least. And I think that's where my vote would have been. Well, I think actually I might have been in the first vote. Maybe. I can see him winning a slam one more time. I think I believe that. I kind of believe all these things. Or maybe I believe the first two things. You know, at least at the time of this post. Maybe now I feel like he's officially retired. He's sort of talked about it more, and it just seems like his heart is more so in the era of his retirement. But who knows? He might still come back for something and still play really great tennis. I don't know. But I think he really wanted to listen to his body and not push it too much after having those surgeries. And it seems like he just had a moment with himself where he's like, all right, my body's really telling me that it's time to take it a little easy. And his body's been so good to him, and he's had such a great career, one of the most legendary careers ever. And maybe he doesn't want to disrespect that by pushing his body or asking his body for more. And the last one was 38%, definitely not. I think he's pretty much done as a professional. Maybe they're right, but I'll tell you this, I'm pretty much done with this video. I've had a lot of fun though, I'm just being silly. Yeah, that was cool to look back at these posts. The more recent the posts get, the more votes there are too, so that's kind of exciting and something to look forward to. Yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the video. I'll probably go through like 10 of these in the next one, maybe more, we'll see. But this is a good time, and I really appreciate that you guys vote on these posts, because I think the audience of people that see these is representative of the general tennis community. I think you could make the argument, if you want it to be annoying, that this is a niche of the tennis argument. It's only people on my channel. It's only people that are on YouTube. But I think the people that are on my channel and on YouTube are representative of a large portion of the tennis community. And I think that by looking at what the answers are, you can kind of get good insight into what the general population of tennis players thinks, or whatever their perspective is on the question. Like if they play indoors more or outdoors more, what kind of strings they like, what kind of tension they generally do. It's really interesting to ask these questions and to get answers back. So thank you to everyone who has participated in these polls. I look forward to posting more, and I look forward to going through more of these. This is a good time. I've wanted to do this video for a little while now, so yeah, finally got around to it. So if you liked the video, be sure to like and subscribe. I'd love to see you guys in a future video. And don't forget to check out Restring Zero. They really do make such an amazing string. Get 17 gauge and string it a couple pounds lower than you might your typical string. And let me know what you thought about it once you get around to trying. And if you're in Europe, they don't quite have it available yet, but they will pretty soon. So stay tuned for that. But if you're in North America, I believe you can get these strings. And if you're in other countries, you can. Also, I just can't list off the entire whatever countries, but yeah, give it a try, get 10% off, and I will see you guys in a future video. All right, it's time for bed, so I will see you in the next one. All right, bye for now.